Hello, my friends. My name is Uche Onyebadi, and my excitement keeps rising each time I host this program, Cross Cultural Experience. Now, if you're new to this forum, this is a place where I invite a guest, or I do it myself, somebody who has traveled outside of his or her cultural environment, experience something exciting or not so exciting and wishes to share, but more importantly, what the person learned from that experience. And so that is the focus of this forum. So one more time, I welcome you. And as I always say, if you want to be part of this, all you need to do is to email me crossculturalexperiences@gmail.com. Crossculturalexperiences@gmail.com, and then we'll go from there. Okay, I want to start today's program by calling your attention to two wise sayings from where I come from. Where I come from in Nigeria, one of them says this, that widely traveled boy or girl has more wisdom than a man or woman who has lived in the same place all his or her life. If a child is more widely traveled than the old man who has remained in the same spot in his village or her village all of his or her life, that child is likely to have more wisdom. Think about it for one moment. Because it's when you travel, when you visit other places, when you interact with other lands, that you gain valuable insights into what this world and life is all about. Otherwise, if you say one place, you just think that everything is okay. Everything may not be okay until you get outside your cultural environment. And then you're in a position to compare notes. Here is the second saying, that a child who thinks that his or her mom is the best cook may not have eaten in another person's house. Think about it. The child who thinks, oh, my mom is the best cook on this planet. Maybe you've not stepped out. Maybe you've not eaten in another person's house. That is the only time you can probably begin to say, well, mom is a good cook, but maybe not the best. Now, those two sayings, they just go about the same thing. The importance of leaving your cultural environment, go to other places, interact with other people, and then gain insights, valuable insights into how to live and what to do and how to do it. Now, remember, when you cross cultures and go to other places, it's not your duty to criticize or insist that they must change the way they live. No, that's just the way they live. But you can learn a few things and make some adjustments. So today I will bring you the story of two young ladies. One of them, I must point out at this point, is my own daughter. She will introduce herself as well as a friend. So what happened? We are all on the way, and then we visited Bahamas, Nassau, Bahamas. And at the end of that trip, I had them sit down to share their experience, because that was the first time they were traveling to Bahamas. The city was Nassau. I said, what was your experience like? What did you learn from that experience going back? So I will leave you to watch about 6 to 10 minutes clip of their experience. And then I'll say goodbye in advance because I won't come back to you again after they must have shared the experience. But all I can say for now is this. If you want to be part of this program, all you need to do is to email me at crossculturalexperiences@gmail.com. Crossculturalexperiences@gmail.com. Please enjoy what these two young ladies experienced in Nassau, Bahamas. Bye for now, and as I always say, stay safe. Okay, this is Cross Cultural Experience. And I have two beautiful guests. Introduce yourselves and tell us where we are.
Well, hello, my name is YADI.
Hello, my name is ASIANE.
And we're on a Norwegian cruise line coming back from Nassau, Bahamas on our way back to Miami, Florida.
Do you want to speak louder? Go ahead, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
So how was Bahamas? Because this is your first time traveling to Bahamas, is that correct?
Yes.
How was the experience? Because cross-cultural experience is somebody moving from one culture to another and then talking about the experience, but especially what the person learned from that experience. So let's share your experience and then whoever can talk first.
Sure. Well, for me, it was an experience because it was my first time being out of the country, so I've never gone anywhere else besides like Puerto Rico or somewhere like that. So coming to Nassau, Bahamas, which was where we really got to interact with the locals, the thing that I learned is that you have to know how to bargain when you go to another country because they're selling different things. A lot of them don't have a price tag on it, so they're just throwing a random price at you. It's probably going to be super high. So you have to learn, YADI actually taught me, you have to learn how to talk them down a little bit to a price that's more reasonable.
Can you be more specific?
Yeah, For example, we went to one of the souvenir stores and I tried to buy a scarf and she threw $50 at me for this scarf and I was like, absolutely not. I was like, I'll come back, but they don't want you to leave. They want you to stay and buy something. So she's like, how much do you want for it? And I didn't even know what to say because I'm like, how do I give you a price? You're supposed to give me the price. And we didn't end up buying anything at that store, but at the other store that we went to, it was a similar situation of like, this is $30, but I don't want it, but if I would get it, what price would I buy it at? And YADI actually helped me figure out like a good price to ask the lady to bring it down some, and so I was able to buy it for $20 instead of $25.
Oh, she gave you some love, huh? Well, God bless her soul. And y'all soul.
Thank you, man. You too.
All right, so you were able to save $5.
Yes, I was able to save $5
Was that being skillful or not because it's your first time? You could have saved more.
Yeah. See, now I know for the next time that I go out of country to do my research. One, and two, be better prepared about buying things at like a local souvenir.
All right, Yadi, what's your own experience?
Yes, for me, I would say, again, it's not my first time going out of the country, but it's my first time going to the Bahamas. And something that was interesting was, I would say, we had an interaction with somebody. His name was
Sean Rico?
Yes, Sean Rico, and he was talking about how, because it was at a shop, and when he was talking, I could tell that he wasn't from here, but I didn't want to assume. But then I asked him, and he said, he had just moved from Miami, and what's it called? His mom was like a preacher, and he moved here a year ago, and it was kind of unexpected, and he didn't expect to be living in the Bahamas for the past year. And so it just really made me think about how different people have different experiences with life. I don't know where his mom was from, but people move for different reasons and things can be unexpected, but now he's living in the Bahamas. And so I thought that was just cool to see how people can pick it up. He must have been like at least 25 or something. But,
okay, yeah. Outside the place you went to buy something, was there any other experience that you had that was unique? Because you just talked about where you went to buy something. Any other experience? Did you visit anywhere?
We went to a church. It was called Zion Baptist Church, and she was talking about, we met one of the people who serves in the church. Her name was Bree, and she was talking about the history of the church, and how it came to be, and how it started off as like a only white Bahamian church, but then what's it called, when they finally opened it for everybody, a lot of free slaves came to the door, and it just kind of switched from what was only a whites only church to a more black church. And just she was talking about the history of the building and how it was 190 years old. Most of it, besides the roof, was not changed. Everything besides the roof was not changed, and so it was cool to see how they gave back to their community, also through schools. That's what she was saying. That church started a lot of schools in Bahamas, and so I thought that was really cool too, to see how history plays out and how churches can also be a focal point in starting like just things around a country and just helping that way.
Was there any other place you visited, ASIANE?
Not really another place. We did go to the beach and we got to have some experiences there. One thing that caught my attention was the amount of children that were working. Like there were a lot of kids that were put to work to sell things and stuff like that. It just thinking about differences in different countries. In the U.S., but they quick to be like, don't do that. Yeah, but in other countries it's different. So I thought that was something that was just random and interesting. A lot of young children working and put to work.
Mm-hmm. How old?
Some of them could less than 10, 8, maybe 12.
Okay, so how would you summarize your experience, and more importantly, what did you learn from that experience? Whoever wants to go first can do so.
I would say my experience was just, it was just honestly nice to just see a new place, how people talk, how people, everybody was really nice as well, the locals that we met here in Nassau. And I just learned, honestly, just being a kind person just goes a long way, because, we try to make sure that we said thank you and God bless you. We even got to pray for people, and, there's people here who are just working to make a living, but just being a light in their day goes a long way.
All right, and you?
For me, overall summary, it was a blessing. I was very grateful to come on this trip and to have such a new experience. It just opens up your eyes. Like when you grow up in one place, you only know about that one place. But when you go to a new place and you see how different people operate, how different they think, how different the culture is, it's beautiful. So you're not so boxed into one way of growing up or one way of thinking or one way of living life. So overall, I think I just learned from the trip that everybody's culture is so unique, and it's important to be able to experience other parts of the world, to be able to just experience those different views from other people. So.
Okay, now that you're going back to the US, is there any other thing final words about this trip? Say it again.
I don't want to go back. I wish I could stay on this cruise forever.
You have a choice.
But no, I wouldn't say any final words, but what's it called? Oh, well, I'll just say that, this was a nice cruise. Everybody here on the Norwegian, all the workers, they're all nice. Got to meet people, make new friends, and I would highly recommend it.
Recommend other people coming back, coming to visit?
Yes.
All right. Did you eat any local food? Did you anything
I
else?
just had a nice Jamaican patty. So it was very good. Beef patty.
Okay. It was nice too.
It was good. I had a bite of hers. It was good. Me, I had a fresh coconut. I've always wanted like a real fresh coconut, and I got that, which is really good too.
All right. Thank you very much for sharing your experience. And you go spread the news that Bahamas is like a place to be.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks again.
Of course.
Bye for now.